Research suggests that we create fewer close friendships after about the age of 25. Because you think about it, after school days stop, we have fewer chances to see people regularly, which helps us connect with others.
And this is why people sometimes forge close relationships at work. Research on casual friendships show that having a looser social network that is broader can actually contribute to our emotional and psychological well-being. So here to expand on ways to expand on our own casual friendships is a relationship guru, Dr. Kirsten Lynn-Seal. Hey there, how are you?
I'm good. Good morning.
Good morning. Why don't we just start out with defining, what would you define as like a casual friendship?
So a casual friendship would be somebody that you see sort of semi-regularly, maybe a cashier at the grocery store, maybe somebody who's sort of in your neighborhood, maybe somebody who walks their dog at the same time, maybe somebody in an exercise class, right? Like someone with whom you have not yet forged a real friendship, but that you see around in your life.
Okay, why? So we need to cultivate a relationship with that person? Is that what you're saying? Like we already pass each other all the time, right?
Yes, yes. And what's really interesting about this is that actually it is clear that when we do connect with others, even on a what might seem like a superficial level, like, hey, how old's your dog? Oh, that white, fur around their snout, I thought they were older. Or how long have you had, what's your dog's name? Like any of these small things, what happens as human beings is we actually co-regulate, right? So when we get into the same space with somebody, actually biologically speaking, we are transmitting feelings back and forth. And so if you go into any of these encounters, which may seem sort of unimportant, but with sort of, I'm going to actually say a loving spirit, it can really help improve your mood. And also, by the way, the mood of the other person.
So that's why this is important, because we always talk about having like a good network of friends, and that helps even people sort of live longer. But you're saying even if these aren't what you might consider friends, that's still just as important in your everyday lives.
Yes, that's exactly right. And then the other piece here is that this is also an area where maybe you could expand, maybe you could find new friends, right? Because this gets more and more difficult as we get older, because again, we are less likely to be in situations where we are with the same people day after day. And so sort of looking around and noticing like who seems interesting to you, who seems nice, who would you like to get to know a little bit more? And then this is the point at which you could maybe make a leap and say, hey, would you like to have coffee sometime? Or would you like to take the dogs to the dog park? Or would you like to go for a walk, right? Like reaching out to sort of see if then you can deepen that friendship a little is one of the ways we build new friends. And I think that we don't always pay attention to that.
That's the hard part, because we talked about this as you get older, it's harder to make friendships, but putting yourself out there, that takes some courage.
It does. And what I would also say is there's a lot of research to indicate that when we do put ourselves out there, that's actually met with sort of happiness on the other end. Maybe not always, right? Maybe there's going to be that grouchy person every now and then, or the person who's really an introvert, or the person who's way too busy. Like all of these are really legitimate things. And so this is why also if we reach out and we get rebuffed or not taken up on our suggestion, sort of the recommendation is to try not to take it personally, to understand that it really might be more about the person that you're reaching out to. And I think especially coming out of the pandemic, I've been reading a lot of things lately about people feeling like they've completely like lost their social skills, or they kind of don't know how to do things anymore. And what I would say is this is true for all of us, right? All of us are like, whoa, okay, well, there was the pandemic and now there kind of isn't really anymore, but COVID's still a thing. And how do we do this? And, we spent all these months not, sort of, hidden in our houses. Like, what do we do? And so I would say that, there's the old trope, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And if you just, sort of step out of your comfort zone, and again, I would reach out to somebody who intrigues you, but there are lots of people that I meet that I think, wow, this is a really interesting person, or I wonder what their story is. And then here's another thing, going a little bit deeper and saying something like, so are you originally from the Twin Cities? Like, I'm a transplant, like, did you grow up here? Right? Like sort of like going down a little bit deeper, then you can see if that's met with sort of responsive interest in you as well.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Kirsten, thank you. This is great stuff. Yeah. All right. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.